Hi, I'm Sarah Harris, and this is my presentation on Pear Deck. Pear Deck is an interactive presentation program that is being used in a lot of classrooms. My task today is decide whether or not it is educative and something that I would like to use in my classroom. I have 5 criteria for evaluating technology for my classroom. The first 4 are criteria that were defined by John Dewey and the authors of the Science of Learning article, and they are having meaningful experiences for students, whether or not students are active in their learning, are they being socially interactive with each other and with the teacher, and how engaged the students are. And the 5th one is of personal importance to me, whether or not the program is easy to use. So the first one is meaningful experiences, and John Dewey describes meaningful experiences as ones that are of high quality, and the Science of Learning authors further define this as it having the ability for students to make connections to their own lives. Pear Deck is totally customizable by the teacher, so I feel like this really lends itself to being making a lot of connections to students' lives. For example, they could be asked to do personal reflections on a literature passage, or as this graphic shows, maybe draw a picture, or just type your name. The second criteria is active learning. Minds on can be defined as giving something mental attention. So this definition comes from the authors of the Science of Learning article, and they describe this minds-on attitude as not just having a stimulus response to a screen, but they must actually think in order to respond to multiple choice questions, polling, or short answer questions, all of which can be done in Pear Deck. The third criteria is student engagement, and here engagement means that students are focused on the task at hand. Pear Deck gives multiple ways to do so, to focus on the presentation. Students can focus on individual devices, the full screen that's projected on the board, or even on their mobile device. And not only that, because it's customizable by the teacher, it can be made as flashy or as simple as the teacher needs it to be to fit learning objectives or for their audience. In an additional research article that I read, the author made a great point that Pear Deck ensures that the digital devices in the classroom are used for their intended use, rather than students being led astray maybe somewhere on the internet. The fourth criteria is being socially interactive, and this one is probably the most important to me. Dewey, among others, explains that learning is social, and students who participate in this type of presentation are being socially interactive with the teacher as well as their classmates. In addition, the presentation can be done in small groups, so they're interacting on that level as well. Also, because this is done at a desk on a screen, students who maybe normally wouldn't interact with the classroom might feel more comfortable sharing their answers through this medium rather than raising their hand and sharing things out loud. So really feel like this program gives the opportunity to increase participation from everyone. The last criteria is of personal necessity to me. These are the questions I ask when I think about the ease of a use of a technology program. Is it user-friendly? And the answer for Pear Deck to me is yes. It is pretty user-friendly for both the teacher and the student. And I also ask, does it make my job as a teacher easier? And yes, Pear Deck also does that. It can be integrated into the Google Classroom program. And in an additional article that I read, the researcher also points out that this program does allow for data collection and record keeping, especially with formative assessments, which definitely makes my job easier as a teacher. So I do have 2 concerns about Pear Deck, the first one being a pretty big one, that the number of digital devices that are available for a teacher can really limit the function of this program. And also, that the advanced features of the program require a paid subscription, but otherwise the basic features are free. So the main question, is it educative? And yes, I've decided yes, Pear Deck meets all 5 of the criteria that I have for making a program educative in my classroom. Here are my references, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you.